Hey there guys! First off, sorry about the low camera quality. I left my camera battery at Jacob's house, so I am using my old Sony Bloggy camera. I know that a lot of you who watch my channel are going back to school soon, and some of you are actually starting college for the very first time, and so I wanted to give a couple of my little helpful tips and tricks that I picked up from finishing college as quickly as I did, and help impart some knowledge in case maybe you would like some knowledge that you didn't ask for. Because that's what I do. First off, colleges are very impacted these days, so if you go to a university, then you might be spending a lot of time and a lot of your money to get into classes that you might be able to get into at a junior college or maybe a small community college somewhere around your area. When I went to school, granted it was very different a couple of years ago than it is these days, I was able to take classes for $30 a unit. It was very, very cheap in my community college, and there are still some colleges that are very cheap for units where you're going to be spending in the hundreds per unit at a university. So I would suggest that if you're still looking for somewhere to go, or if you're about to get to that point where you need to find somewhere to go, I would suggest trying to get into a community college first and making that happen. Community college is really fun and very special because there are different people of all kinds of ages and all kinds of professions, and it's wonderful because you are not so much in an environment where you're around people that are your age, you're around people of all ages. People that are going back to school, people that are just trying to get out of the house, people that are in high school still. You get to meet all kinds of people from all different kinds of walks of life, and it's a really great experience. And a lot of people not community college, but I think that some of my best experiences with professors were at a community college because I feel like it was so small that I was able to connect with my teachers in a way that I didn't necessarily get to connect with them in university. Also, the units are dirt cheap. If you're living on campus at a university, a lot of times you're going to end up with a roommate who may not be the exact type of person that you are used to. So I would suggest that no matter what type of person you are, I am a very non-confrontational, non-conflictual person. I would suggest that if you are going to be moving in with someone, that both of you sit down on the very first day and have a roommate bonding moment where you say, these are the things that I like and these are the things that I'm particular about, and these are the things that I would like to do and see, and if these things are not met, then I will be grouchy, or whatever the situation is. I would just be very upfront with your roommates about who you are and what you like, because it's only going to be awkward if you are not honest and upfront with each other when you guys are having a big giant roommate fight, which always seems to happen. If you're going to a university, please take your college time seriously. Don't be one of those people that goes out and parties and hangs out and doesn't do anything with your education. There's nothing wrong if you want to go and party and have fun. There's nothing wrong with you if you like that. But don't waste either your parents' money or the government's money or your own money partying and wasting money on classes that you aren't going to do well on if you're out all the time, because you really need to devote a lot of time to college if you want to make it through. The adult world is really competitive and no one cares where you got your degree from. When you finally get that piece of paper, you could get it in accounting, you can get it in psychology, you can get it in English, you can get it in creative writing. No one will care what your degree is in as long as you can perform the job and if you have the right networking tools to get into that job. No one's going to care how you got that piece of paper. But if you are slacking and going out and not doing the things you need to do and not devoting the time to your college, and you're getting D's and F's and you're not passing, then you're not going to get that little piece of paper, and it's going to be very difficult for you to find that job that you really want. Be very serious about what you want to do with your life. If you really someday want to be that person that inspects the Twinkies before they get put in a box, then don't get into a field that doesn't have to do with that. Don't go to college if you don't need to do that. If you want to be someone who designs scissors, then get into some kind of field that will move you in that direction. Don't waste your time and energy getting a degree in something that you don't actually like or something that you don't care for, because ultimately it's your money and it's going to be your debt possibly someday if you're taking out loans, and it is your future. You don't want to get stuck in a field or career that you don't actually like. The most important thing to remember about college and getting that degree is that it doesn't matter what you're doing, as long as you're enjoying what it is you're doing. You could be doing anything in the entire world. You could be underwater basket weaving, which I don't think actually exists. I think it's a myth that everyone tells people when they go into college, you can major in that. That's not something that I ever saw on any degree form. If you're totally okay with underwater basket weaving, then that is the career that you should go for. I saw a lot of people, and I am myself guilty of this, where I got into a field that I was passionate about, but I wasn't totally into, and I had doubts and reservations, and by the time I got through it, I realized that it wasn't what I wanted to do, and now I want to go back and do something else. So it's so much better if you just take that straight path that goes directly to what you want to do. If you want to open up a restaurant, get into business, get into culinary school, do something that will get you on that track. Just have that in the back of your mind. This is the most important thing that I could possibly ever tell you, so listen very carefully. If you haven't paid attention to the rest of this video, this is the most important thing. Please listen to me. Colleges will gouge you for every cent that they can possibly get for you. Make sure that you find all of the shortcuts to getting all of the tools that you need. If you go to a college bookstore, they will charge you $300 for a book that you will be able to find on the internet for $20 or $30, or you can even get from a friend who took that class before with that same teacher who always uses the same book year after year after year, and you can just get by with doing that and spending that $30 instead of $300. There are also a lot of revised editions that come out of books that just added a picture that had a blotch of yellow in it that didn't need to be changed, and then they reordered a couple of the pages, and the teacher will tell you you need the 15th edition of the underwater basket weaving book, when you could probably get by in the class with the number 13 edition and ask your peers just to cross-reference information in those books and make sure that you are reading the right material. Because generally what happens, and I've seen this because I've had to go through multiple books when I had different professors for like very similar classes, we had to use like the same book but different editions of it. And I just cross-referenced my book with other ones, and it was exactly the same, because the authors don't actually change anything. It's companies that promote the books getting sold at colleges. Whoever those big wigs are, they are interested in green, and they will say, oh, we switched page 16 and 17 with page 78 and number 22, therefore this is a brand new edition and we need to sell it again for $280, and the two editions previous that were the exact same book as this one with just a couple swap page numbers is $10 online. Don't be afraid to use used books. Chegg.com is amazing, and if you rent a book from them, they plant a tree somewhere, saving the environment by renting books and saving you cash. A lot of people will tell you, and this I'm totally guilty of, that when you are in college, that it is a good idea to save as much money as you possibly can and just buy ramen all the time. Ramen is horrible for you, and you should only eat it in moderation. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself, especially when it gets around to midterms and finals and big papers. Please take care of your body and give it the nutrition that it needs, because you're going to need to pull all-nighters every once in a while. That's just going to happen. That's the nature of college. If you are really on top of everything, you may never have to deal with that. But please take care of your body. Don't be buying crap food, even if you need to pinch a couple pennies here and there for other things. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. I know there are a lot of other things that I'm missing and a lot of very important stuff that I would like to say. Mostly just have fun and enjoy yourself. Do something that you are really passionate and something that you love, and get out of there as fast as you can. Don't get stuck by the system, because colleges will do that too. They will try to keep you there as long as they possibly can and try to get as much money as possible. So make sure you're reading the fine print of everything. Do well in your classes. Get to know your professors, because they can really help you network and cross red tape that maybe you wouldn't have known if you hadn't interacted with them. Your teachers are your best resource. Be their friend. Don't lick their buttholes to be their friends. Be nice to them. Appreciate them for the work that they do, because they have to put up with a lot of crap and they don't get paid well. So be nice to your teachers, respect them, help them out whenever you can, and engage. That is the most important thing that you could possibly ever do in class, is to make sure that you're engaging in class, because that is the best way to be a teacher's best friend. If you are engaging, don't be the butt licker. Be their friend. And that will really help you. It'll be a great resource. Oh, and finally, don't be afraid of any changes that happen over the time that you're in college, because you will grow and you will develop and you'll change as a person. Don't be afraid. Don't fight that. Follow it to whatever path it takes you to and enjoy that path to its fullest. And if you are fighting that you don't like college and then it's not for you, leave. You don't have to stay. There's no societal pressure to keep you in it. You can do whatever you want with your life. If you don't feel like going to college, then don't do it. Find something else to do with your life. Don't make yourself miserable. That is everything that I have for you today. I hope that it was helpful on some level, and I will see you guys all again next time with another video. Peace out. Take care, mouse. Cool.